So yesterday I went to a strategy session, half-day strategy session run by Dent Global. I did get some clarity and some insights out of the session, but of course it's part of their sales funnel, so I was very aware of that. But one of the things we looked at, which I found helpful, was this idea of the entrepreneur's journey, and 80% of businesses are in the same space that I'm in, which most of the people there also were single person businesses or very small businesses, struggling to push through and reach kind of a point that they call the lifestyle area, which is working with 3 to 12 people in the business and having a bigger impact and bringing in between 500,000 and 3 million in revenue. That would be a nice place to. And of course the Dent program is based on these 5 aspects and getting those 5 aspects right. But you know, my challenge is some of those I'm already well on the way to, but I felt what I got yesterday was more clarity around the pitch, around who is my target market, what's the niche that I can most engage with through my business. So we did a couple of exercises, the what do you do now? Then we looked at where do you want to be in 3 years' time? And I've got to say I'm not quite clear, as you can see by all of the scribbles and scratches, and that's one of the reasons I need to work with someone or do some exercises to get real clarity on the where do I want to be, and then the what's in the way, different challenges that you have to address along the way. But the interesting insight I had is that these challenges will remain no matter what size I grow my business to, and I'm just going to have to keep dealing with them, which was interesting that you can't completely get over them. They're always there and you just have to find ways to manage them. So where to next in terms of what am I going to do to kind of reshape the business model and get the strategy in place? I already have Katie Mack as my publicity program mentor, and there's parts of this that she can continue to work with me on that I don't really need someone like Dent to work on with me. And Katie knows me well, knows my strengths. I had a session with her this morning to talk it through, and she's aware of the program, some of the good aspects of it, some of the challenges of it. So for instance, they get you to write a book very early in the program, the Dent program, and that timing may well not be very nicely aligned with you having established your authority voice or your positioning or being really clear on product, so the book doesn't end up serving you as well as it could. So instead of paying quite a lot of money to do the Dent program, the other thing I could do is find a business coach to supplement the work Katie does with me, really around the publish and profile pieces predominantly. So if I can get someone to work with me on pitch, product and partnership, it might be a lot quicker, more focused, and less expensive. So I've got an appointment with someone in half an hour who I think used to be a mentor on the Dent program, and I may be able to work directly with them. I had a really good discussion with this business coach, and I think he's going to help me get clarity fairly quickly and build up a 12-month plan, and he does this in a one-day session. So he calls this a one-day detangling workshop. There's a fair bit of pre-work I need to do, but in one day, which is a one-on-one day, so very focused, not a group session, which I'm really pleased about, we'll basically get in place a very clear plan of attack for the next 12 months. So a clear vision of what I'm building, where I want to be in 12 months' time, what the business is, who the target audience is, what the product ecosystem looks like, and the actions I need to take over the next 12 months, month by month, to get me there. It's pretty good value. I'm sure this is going to return on my investment of time and money. We've just done another Learning Uncut recording with a fellow named Simon Paton, who's from the Australian Taxation Office. Really, it sounds like a dry topic, but it was actually really interesting how he works with technical writers to communicate decisions clearly and demystify tax law. So I think for Karen and I, were really pleased with this interview in that there was potentially a lot of ground to cover. So we really had to do a bit of work to sift through what was relevant, what was the most interesting, what were the most progressive aspects of this body of work, and how we could really bring that to life to make it, to show the guest's story in the best possible light, as well as to ensure that our listeners got the most possible value out of it. It feels like we're getting better all the time at how we approach the interviews with our guests to create maximum value for them and for the listeners.